I'm sure most of you who found this podcast already know what Ocean City, New Jersey is all about, where it's located. But in today's episode, I do want to talk this through for those of you who may not. I'm going to put Ocean City, New Jersey in a nutshell so you know exactly what makes this place so special, where it is, and why it's so darn popular. So, Ocean City, New Jersey is, as you probably guessed, it is in New Jersey. It is a small island off the coast of the southern part of the state. It's about 7 miles long and about a mile and a half wide at the widest point. It's a pretty small place, but for the size of it, based on the location, we are near Philly, close enough to New York City. DC and Baltimore aren't terribly far away. We get a ton of visitors and second homeowners from the tri-state area, and it is consistently ranked among the top beaches and vacation destinations in the country. Now, there's a reason for that. Number one, the town does a phenomenal job of branding and marketing themselves and ourselves as America's greatest family resort. What makes it so is one of the most quirky things that a lot of people are surprised by. We're a dry town. There are no alcohol sales allowed on the island. You wouldn't believe the amount of times when I worked in restaurants here coming up as a teenager, the amount of people who would pop in and ask for a beer and need a drink. I need some wine. I just had a long drive down here. There was a lot of traffic. Give me something to take the edge off. And they were floored when we don't serve alcohol, hit their ears. So a lot of people, I think, have learned over the years that that is not only one of the main things that draws families to Ocean City and keeps it such a clean, appealing town, but honestly, there are liquor stores over every bridge. It's not as though people here completely are dry and sober all the time. That's simply not the case, but it's just a different environment. And all the other shore towns up and down the coast provide different flavors, and everyone has its own little culture. But Ocean City, a big part of our identity, being a Christian found island way back in the 1800s, really does boil down to that. And it's a huge factor that helps keep families coming back. Now, we were also recently ranked as the number one on the list of the highest percentage of second homes in a vacation town. Now, that trumps everyone. That is Florida, that's California, Hawaii. Based on that study, we were number one by about 20%, and that's not a small factor. So Ocean City really draws a lot of people, not just year-round residents, but second homeowners, investors who are here for the rental income. There's something here for everybody. And I have gotten the pleasure of helping so many people as a real estate agent to find the right place here. And the stories that I've heard are very different, but sometimes also very much the same. But the two main stories that I hear often are either people have been coming here for generations, right? They've been coming here since they were a baby with their grandparents, with their cousins, or people married into a family where that was the case. And those other people who hadn't come down here as a kid went to different areas. That could have been Connecticut, that could be Florida, but every single one of them that I talked to and helped purchase here was very abundantly clear of how quickly they fell in love with this special little place. And they were shocked by it, right? They just considered it to be another beach. A beach is a beach. There's sand, there's waves, but the boardwalk here is iconic and it's award-winning for its very own special reasons. There are other boardwalks, again, in other towns, Wildwood, Atlantic City being the two big ones that come to mind. But you take a walk on any of the three, they're all going to feel very different, but Ocean City stands out in its own way, primarily, in my opinion, because there are no structures on the ocean side of the boardwalk. It is a complete view where it is clear and you can see everything from there. So it's really a unique feel. There's vendors, there's businesses of all kinds up there where you can shop, you can eat, you can play mini golf. There's a ton to do. So the boardwalk is phenomenal, and that is a big draw for a lot of families with younger kids. Now, as others get into their teens, they tend to transition, honestly, into coming down here to work to get a summer job because you can make good money, and it's a lot of fun being able to work and play here. So again, Ocean City is unique in that it is a dry town, but what keeps people coming here not only are the memories and the nostalgia, and Ocean City does a great job of really playing into that. We have the same events for the most part year after year. People come down and basically have their entire week or month or even summer essentially planned out for what food they're going to get, what events they're going to go see. So that nostalgia and the memories that are built here really carry this town and have for generations and will continue to do so going forward. So outside of the location and what really draws people here, I want to bring attention to one particular thing. Now, as a real estate agent, and funny enough, save the story for another time, it's something I swore I would never do. I've gotten to really see firsthand the financial security that owning here has brought people and brought families over the years. So, in a tumultuous time like we are in here in 2023, there are still plenty of people consistently reaching out, putting money into the real estate market here because it's dependable. It's a bankable location. And really, nothing has shaken that over time outside of Hurricane Sandy, which, again, story for another day. But in a nutshell, Ocean City is unique. It is really geared towards families because of the nature of it being a dry town, and the events generally cater towards families as well. That's not to say that if you don't have any kids, grandkids, this is not for you, but there are certain parts of town where they're going to be busier. They're going to be a lot more families and kids running around. Deeper south end of the island, it's very quiet, it's very peaceful, and certain people who own down there never step foot into the downtown area. They don't really go on the boardwalk. They have their own serenity and peace of paradise here in Ocean City. So truly, there is something for everyone. Now, one thing that I didn't mention, I do not want to forget, is the bay side of the island. A lot of people come for the beach and they don't even look at the bay besides when they're coming over the bridge. Having grown up on the bay and having gotten to experience the pleasures that come with that, the ability to kayak, to fish, to swim, basically whenever you want. In your own little private world back here. If you're boating, you can do tubing, you can do, again, anything, jet skis, water skis, you name it. It's a playground in its own right. And the difference is my dad always used to say that anybody can go to the beach, right? People come down here for the day and they'll get a beach tag and they'll go onto the beach. But you have to either live on the bay or know somebody who does in order to enjoy the pleasures and the fun that come with the back bays here in Ocean City. Again, the fishing is great. They have pirate ships back here that you can bring the kids on, and it's a blast to do that. There's an aqua park, restaurants along the bay. It's really something that I think a lot of people overlook simply because they don't know about it. So that's an area I'll cover in more detail down the road. But hopefully that gives you the quick and dirty picture of what Ocean City is all about, why it is the way it is as America's greatest family resort, and why people keep coming back. So thank you for taking the time to hang out with me today, and I will see you on the next episode.